here and here. So, how are you, Brandy?
I'm good. How are you? Excuse me. How are you?
Fine. Here comes. So, thank you for. You have to hang on with the teacher until you have a hangover. You see that it makes a positive sense. Hangover means when until your mind is intoxicated with these principles. So you have a hangover. So every day you wake up in the morning, like Christina said, I started morning with a motivation. Stephen was explaining. So what happens that your mind changes the entire perception of the world, the people around. So I'm using the word hangover in a positive sense. So the conclusion is that these verses written by these masters had a hidden message, and that is why we need to study, we need to understand it again and again. Until the seeker and the teacher know exactly what the Eastern wisdom says. And the problem is over. Huh? Then the problem is over. Our journey should not be like a son who bought a book. And the title of the book, How to Take Care of the Kids. So father saw it. What the heck? Why you are studying this book? You are still a kid. No, I'm checking you. Are you really taking care of me? That is the problem with all. Do you see that? It will not work. What we think, what will work, huh, with reference to others, what will work with reference to me. Me. And why me? Do you still remember the past impressions, the glacier freezes by repeated instinctive, impulsive habit of the mind, response and reaction of the mind, we create a set image. We create a set image about people, about environment, and it gives us the set pattern. And that goes into the instinctive, impulsive mind, and our personality starts behaving like that in the world, and which is responsible for our sorrow and suffering. Oh, you don't listen to me. I loved you so much. Why you did love so much? It is all attachment. Go back to the eight factors. And second is daily living, daily interaction. That also reflects our personality, and it is the mind. And third is the volcano. We lose ourselves. So we understood the last week, perhaps, in the way of rise and fall of mind. Rise and fall of mind. Rise means I move into peace and happiness, love and wisdom, because mind follows the real self. And the fall means anxiety, fear, insecurity, duality. I had a wonderful friend nearby. I don't want to I don't want your mind should locate. He had been with me for 3 years. I understood. No, I understood. I said, very good if you have understood what I have to say. And then for about a year, almost for about 2 years during the COVID, he disappeared. But one of his relatives is also attending my private session. So he told me the story that he divorced, he remarried again, and then now he is posing that he is more happy than before to his ex-wife. He went into depression. Why I am saying so? Last week he returned to me again. And I explained the same thing that we covered in the last 2 sessions. The knowledge in the intellect must enter into the mind that is seeking emotional dependence from us. Did you get it very clear? When you get this thing very clear in your head, the life will change. And that demands a lot of contemplation and reflection on how my mind is rising and how my mind is falling. So I just joked to him that you have been telling me that you have understood everything. So I explained him that emotional dependence that is caused by the 8 factors remain in the mind even then we have studied everything. We claim we have understood. So we have to check, we have to recheck in our daily thought, speech, action. Why should you say, thank God I'm alive?
I didn't thank God. I didn't thank God.
You have to be responsible. So there comes a beautiful principle that we discussed briefly last week. The mind has, like a river, it has 2 flows. Kate corrected me to pronounce Ida or Ida, whatever it is. Ida hurricane in the Mississippi River. Mind also has a hurricane because of the 2 flow. 2 flow. Remember this. It is such a beautiful principle. Almost every master covered differently. Every master covered differently. So just become aware. Mind is like a river. You cannot step into the same water again into the river. You can step into the same water in your swimming pool and pond. That is static. But mind is like a river. You are listening to me. Who knows your mind has gone on vacation? Are you really listening? So why your mind has gone on vacation? Because of the 8 factors. That is why we say we need to purify our mind in order to reach to the highest state of meditation. Understand that very clearly. The 3 points that I that we discussed, and keep in your mind during your daily interaction in your family, in the world around, in your profession. Are you responding, thinking, speaking, and acting because of the past impressions? Glacier. Have you acquired some habit of the mind due to the daily interaction from the parent, from the school, from the society? We have to clean everything. And third is the spring, like a volcano. Volcano gave rise to the spring and mountain also. And it creates a Grand Canyon also. We have to think. Now, think and answer in your mind where the river ends. Where the mind ends. Our masters are very clear that this mind must merge into the real self. That is what is awakening. That is what is the highest state of meditations. Why? Then we start working on the mind. We start working on the mind. And when we start working on the mind, that is what is awakening. Awakening or realization or permanent peace is not found in the heaven. And we also understood that one is a negative flow caused by the 8 factors, and one has a positive flow manifesting into the mind by the real self. Don't you feel sometimes you wake up in the morning and you say, oh, it is so fresh, it's a good morning. Even the neighbors has a lot of challenges. You don't see that. We have to do a reality check. How many people we have been disliking, hating, are attached? It is very important how we have been reacting and responding to the people. Because then only I can find out where the cleansing is required. One more point here. Think of it. Why we fail in relationship? It is because of these 2 flows. Because of the confusion. Because of the misunderstanding. Because of the wrong notion. Do you remember that is the last one of the 3 diseases causing the sorrow and the suffering, and the first disease is attachment. Attachment is mental dependence, emotional dependence. Look at it. I'm linking all these principles together so that we can evolve faster. One more point to understand. There are many points here. Peace and happiness, love and wisdom are a matter of choice. And the negative flow of the mind enters from the back door. Think in your life. If I do not think why I have a stress, why I have an attachment, why I have likes and dislikes, to tell you nothing will happen. Or we will move into a negative direction. I loved you so much. And you you, blame, complain, reaction, it will never solve any problem. My master used to say, it is caused by non-thinking. I don't think. I love you. First, let me see why I love you. And you will discover it is only an attachment. So why we are thinking like this? In order to discover that do I really love? And what is that real love? Is love my nature? We reach to the real self. We reach to the real self. Always remember peace, happiness, love, wisdom are a matter of my choice. Stress, suffering, anxiety, blame, complaint, reaction, they all enter from the back door, caused by the 8 factors. What should we do in our daily living? I have to constantly make a choice for peace and happiness until this peace and happiness is revealed from the real self. That is the journey of meditation. That is the journey of awakening. That is the journey of self-discovery. So here Master clarifies in Gita and the Krishna, clarifies by asking a question, do the animals have a choice for peace and happiness? And we evolved from animals. We carry forward the animal mind. Do the animals have a choice? They don't have an intellect. Their mind or intellect is inbuilt. It does not mean that they are not intelligent. They are intelligent. But their intellect is imprisoned, limited by the nature. We have a free intellect. We have a free will. We can make a choice. Do you see? That is how we can separate. Here is the intellect and here is the mind. They cannot make a difference. Do the animals also have two flow of their mind? Ask yourself. Why we are asking? So that I can differentiate. Is my mind working like an animal mind or a human mind? That is why we are. You see the deeper insight by these masters. I told you before also that you have a pet. Stop giving your pet food. See the response. Emotional dependence. Their response depends on dependence. Is my response depends on emotional dependence? Majority of time, then I am suffering. I cannot get out of the suffering. Do whatever you want. Take vodka, take wine, take beer, take pills. The suffering inside will never come to an end. And from there, our masters concluded. That blows our mind. What they concluded? That entire animal living species, for all practical purposes, they declare that they are the body, and we can separate ourselves from the body, that we are not the body. We are the real self. Body is my instrument, mind is my instrument. I can use it and I can reach to the height of my evolution. Anyone, every human being. Does the tiger say to an elephant that, come on, I'm more intelligent than you? See. You touch an ant, it changes the direction. Emotional dependence, same thing. Fear, insecurity. Animal mind. We have to get rid of this animal mind. That carries forward the negative flow. So, here comes the last principle that we will talk about it, and then we will go deeper in the next session. Master says, can you think what is right and good? Yes, we can think. Can you separate it from what I like and what is pleasant to me? And if we can. So the journey of thought, speech, and action, what is right and good for me and for everyone, for the society, for the nation, all included, is known as the path of Shreyas. We'll talk in detail. It is known as the path of Shreyas. And what I like and what is pleasant to me today, it becomes unpleasant to me tomorrow. Remember the 8 factors. So those 8 factors work silently when my mind says what I like, what is pleasant to me. It is bound to give you suffering. That is the path of Preyas. The mind has 2 flow. One is Shreyas, one is Preyas. I can talk to you, I can give a lesson with a movement of Preyas. I can give a lesson in the movement of Shreyas. So when I give a lesson in the movement of the Preyas, then you can check it. You can observe my face expression, my way of delivery, my relationship with you. So you can also check with the movement of the Shreyas. 2 flows. So when this mind lives with the flow of the Shreyas 24/7, making a conscious choice, meditation starts entering into day-to-day. See that. Think of that. You need not only to simply digest in the mind that, okay, you explained to me mind has a 2 flow like the river. No, I have to go deeper. Like and pleasant causes the 8 factors, right and good, helps me to rise in consciousness. And this is what is explained symbolically in kundalini meditation. And we start getting hallucinations. No, let me see the colors and let me see, etc. It may be very good for people attending kindergarten meditation, but as we grow and evolve, it does not make any sense. If I have to see the color, why shouldn't I see the color with my open eyes? Think of it. Your intellect must make a right sense. Otherwise, I will be engaged every day looking at the beautiful sky, blue color, orange color, red color, and outside, anger, anxiety, reaction. You see the big gap between the behavior, attitude, and the knowledge. This is what happened. Even after learning for 2.5 years. So when someone says, I have understood, I said, very good. What I have to do? Even sometimes I know it, I'm aware of it. To bridge this gap, we need to think and think and think and contemplate on those principles even for 5 minutes every day, couple of times. And when you do this, you will see, yes, your behavior and attitude start changing. And when it starts changing, you will discover the joy returns in my life. So in the next session, we will talk in little more about the Shreyas and Preyas. Just think of Shreyas and Preyas. What is Shreyas? Flow. What is Preyas? Flow. In terms of thought, speech, and action, that converts into my behavior and attitude every day. And when I follow a particular behavior and attitude, it accumulates my experiences in the mind. It freezes, becomes glacier. I acquire a particular habit without understanding, rainwater, and that erupts like a volcano. But all the three factors have a Shreyas flow and have a Preyas flow. Glacier also contains good flow, bad flow. Rainwater also contains. If I see a good behavior and attitude, I learned long back in New Jersey. He is a boss in some pharmaceutical company. So you see that, how it helps you. He always said, so nice of you. Thank you. So nice of you. Thank you. You learn. And the same thing with the volcano. If you have been following the path of the Shreyas in your thought, speech, and action, you are promised by the Master that your behavior and attitude will change. You will increase in peace, happiness, love, and wisdom in day-to-day life. And the highest meditation is not so far. Let us start our practice now.